Salutations, I'm Ruby Mattis with this month's edition of Talking Cookies. Today we're talking with Sinead Pierce, who's appearing in the upcoming Skull and Bones production, and we will also have Sammi Rooney, a fellow member of Skull and Bones and also this month's B&B Baker Extraordinaire.
Oh, bright ideas and an Oreo cookie. It's a bright idea to dunk it or to crunch it or unscrew.
So, welcome to the show, Sinead. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So now we may not participate in the killing of monsters here at B&B, but we certainly know how to kill it in the kitchen. So let's see what Sammi Rooney has baked up for us this month.
Good morning, Metham, and I welcome you to Baking Cookies.
So to make these totally homemade cookies that I totally made by myself, you're gonna need some baking ingredients and some utensils to bake. And you're going to mix all the ingredients very, very calculatedly with measurements and everything, and then just add some of whatever that is, and then you're gonna mix it all together very, very professionally, and suddenly you have what totally is cookie dough. Then you're gonna set the oven to a time, and then you're gonna bake the cookies, and look at that, totally 100% homemade cookies, and not Stop and Shop brand sugar cookies. See, nothing to see there, nothing to see, just totally homemade cookies that I made myself.
Wow, those sure look scrumptious. But let's stop talking about them and let's eat them instead. Bon appetit.
Alrighty.
If I can reach them.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Those are good.
I agree. Tastes like a cookie, so meets all the requirements, I believe.
All the natural requirements, definitely, yeah.
Yes. All right, so first off, what do you think of the cookies?
They're really good, yeah. It's a good choice, Sammi. I was afraid she was going to poison me.
Oh, that would not be good. That would be bad. So, yes, glad they are nice and poison-free. Do you have a favorite type of cookie besides these nice poison-free ones?
Probably a plain Oreos. I'm kind of basic, but Oreos with milk.
With
very
milk.
good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Classic.
I'm a dunker.
Got it, note taken. So now to switch from milk and cookies to monsters and killing, let's talk about the play. So for starters, what is the show about?
So the show is about a girl named Agnes who, after her younger sister Tilly dies in a car accident, she finds Tilly's old Dungeons and Dragons module, and she decides to get to know her better. She wants to start playing it. So we have half the show taking place in 1995 in the real world, and then the other half is in Dungeons and Dragons. So there's monsters, killing, it's all the fun stuff of D&D.
Wow, that's super interesting and very creative.
Yeah,
I'm excited
definitely.
to see it.
Me too.
So what's your part in the play?
I play Tilly, Agnes's younger sister, who, even though I die, I get to come back in the D&D world and kind of help her navigate it. So it's really, really fun.
Interesting. I agree. So what's it like preparing a play this year compared to last year?
It's really different from last year because, especially since last year we were doing Midsummer Night's Dream, which is Shakespeare. So I think in terms of preparation, it was a lot more of just understanding what the heck I was saying half the time. A lot of just translating into modern English and then going back and stuff like that, which took a while. But then I guess in comparison to this show, this was more prepping the stage combat and everything for all the fight scenes. So it kind of went from more of this contemporary weirdness of trying to understand Shakespeare to having to understand how to not actually hit someone with a sword and just pretend. So it's been a fun adjustment to make.
All right, neat. And yes, very important to not actually hit people with swords. All just acting.
Yes.
So do you have a favorite scene or moment from the play?
I love the first scene because I get to pretend to kill a bunch of people again, and it's really fun. But I don't know how to say this without spoilers, but something involving a gelatinous cube I find to be really, really fun to do. So I don't want to give anything away, but it's a very funny scene and it's a cool fight too.
Gelatinous cubes.
Yes.
Not very
Typical
common
monster.
in plays, very common in D&D, I would assume. All right, makes sense. So what do you enjoy the most about being in Skull and Bones?
It's just a really fun community. It really is. Everyone's so nice and accepting of each other, and what's cool too is just even though, you know, during the weeks before the show when everything is getting really stressful, we're all kind of stressed about the same thing together, so it's not just, you're really not alone at all. And so it's just a really great community to be a part of and have people who understand what you have going on, and it's everyone's so nice. It's just the people that make it great.
Oh, that sounds really sweet. I'm happy to hear that. So also, very important, when is the play and how can people buy tickets and how much do they cost?
The play is November 18th and 19th, Friday and Saturday, and you can buy tickets. They're on the Skull and Bones website, and they're also in the Skull and Bones Instagram link, and they're $5 online, but at the door they will be $10.
All right, note taken. So Sinead, thank you so much for joining me here today. I cannot wait to see how the play turns out, and for those of you watching, make sure you definitely buy your tickets soon. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here, and now let's introduce the next segment.
Smart Cookies.
Hi, I'm Sam Naller, the president of Mepham Quiz Bowl, and I have this month's Smart Cookies trivia question. What New York City department store hosts a Thanksgiving Day parade that is annually televised?
I think I might have the answer to that one, but before we can confirm my suspicions, let's chat with Sammi Rooney, a notable personality here at B&B and also a star in the upcoming play. So, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, you're in B&B, but also very involved in the Skull and Bones Drama Club here at Mepham. So, I was in a similar position when I made a little video package talking about the fight choreography featured in the upcoming production. So let's take a look at how that turned out.
Old, incomprehensible English, drawn-out dramatic monologues, and clothing that looks like it's easily hundreds of years old. These are all qualities that many of us associate with a traditional high school play, like a Shakespeare. But Skull and Bones, Mepham High School's very own drama club, is bringing something different to the table this year. They're going to be performing She Kills Monsters, which takes place in both the 90s and the realm of Dungeons & Dragons.
Because it takes place in both the 90s and D&D world, and so the whole thing is around fighting and just, like killing monsters and being cool, and so that's why I think it's essential.
Since a major part of the production centers around the world of Dungeons & Dragons, a game loaded with epic duels and non-stop combat, it was decided that fight choreography was going to be a key component of the production.
The fight choreo is essential to the production because it's kind of the whole basis. The play takes place in Dungeons & Dragons world, and fighting is like the main component of the game.
Again, without the fight choreography, it'd be a wonderful show, but it enhances it. It really steps it up a notch, especially when it comes to that world.
Beyond the fact that fighting plays a vital role in the realm of Dungeons & Dragons, the members of Skull and Bones believe that the fight choreography would help to further enhance the themes of the play.
Empowering, and this play is about empowerment, about finding yourself and celebrating that. And there's like true victory in it, and I think the fights are so necessary to feel that victory. It's not just like personal, internal kind of a thing. It's external also. Like, she kills the monster. So we needed the fight to ring like that.
It just adds another element and a layer to the story that's being told. It's a story about sisters, friendship, hardships that we go throughout life.
Throughout the process, the students' abilities were taken into consideration as the fights were being choreographed. This ensured that the moves would be tailored to their specific talents and skills in order to produce the most realistic results.
My character specifically is not supposed to know how to fight at the beginning and then slowly learns, which is perfect for me because at first I had no idea how to do anything, and as we're going through it, I'm slowly learning more. So that kind of tailors to my person.
So what I like to do best is I like to see, how they are able to move, especially if they are a dancer, and even sometimes if they're not. Sometimes somebody's just able to pick up choreography very quickly, and they just take to it really well. So,
But, most importantly, safety was at the forefront of choreographing the production. The students, fight choreographer, and directors made sure that safety was the priority at all times, so they were constantly maintaining a balance of realistic fights and safe maneuvers.
Skill, it's not just, oh, pretend to punch someone and you pretend to get punched. You have to make sure your actors stay safe doing everything, and you have to make sure that everything, every punch, every blade, every stab, every death rings true throughout the auditorium.
Our instructor, Travis, he's great. He's been doing it for years. And I don't know, he's really talented at teaching us how to do it correctly without hurting each other. And I think that's very important.
Stories, yeah, violence is important sometimes. And as long as, again, safety first, safety last, safety always, it's staged violence.
By tailoring the choreography to the actor's individual capabilities, using those skills to produce the most realistic results possible, and prioritizing the safety of the performers, Skull and Bones has seamlessly incorporated combat scenes into their production that serve to enhance it overall, on both a storytelling and thematic level. They have formulated a performance that everyone can truly feel proud to be a part of.
Being able to see the students and the performers get the choreography right and feel so proud of themselves, that to me is worth its weight in gold. And that's the true reason why I do what I do. And I do love it.
For B&B, I'm Ruby Mattis.
Wow, that certainly looked epic, but enough about battles. Let's talk about baked goods and eat them as well. So, after you.
Thank you.
All right, always the most challenging part. Good. They're good? They're good. That is good. It is. All right, so Sammi, what have you baked for us today?
I baked some, really just top of the line gourmet sugar cookies from Stop and Shop, I was at rehearsal till 6 yesterday, so I did my best.
I can really taste the gourmet in these.
Yeah.
Really comes through.
Mm-hmm.
And notes of Stop and Shop also definitely making an appearance on my taste
You know,
buds.
just chain grocery store, yeah.
Yep, totally get that. So I think you nailed it.
Thank you.
So now on the topic of the play, which you're also involved in, what is your role in the play?
I play Lilith Morningstar. She is one of the party members in Tilly's D&D campaign. She is a demon queen, so the horns, the 9 yards. She is basically she's the muscle of the group. So yeah, she's pretty cool. She's pretty powerful.
Sounds very radical.
It is.
So what's your favorite moment from the play? Spoiler free, obviously.
Spoiler free, of course. It's so hard to pick because there's so many awesome moments, but I think one of my favorite ones, with being as spoiler free as possible, is probably where me and another cast member of the D&D party get in a little fight that ends in a very interesting way. You have to see the show to understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
But being as spoiler-free as possible, it is one of my favorite things I have ever gotten to learn on stage. It is so awesome.
Well, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm very happy I get to do it.
And I'm very excited to get to see it. So in addition to being a theater star, you're also a B&B star. So what's your favorite aspect of having experience being an on-camera talent here?
Being on-camera talent is so different from being on stage, but my favorite part about it is that it's still performing. Even though you're not performing a character, you're still reading from a script. And having the script actually in front of you is really nice, because you don't get that in theater, but just getting to perform in a completely different format is really awesome. And I've learned a lot from it that has translated to theater, and then vice versa, theater translating to it. So it's awesome.
That perfectly slides into my next question. I was going to ask how your theater experience and B&B experience have helped each other out in each realm.
Well, in theater, if you mess up your lines, you don't get to like call cut, you got to keep going. So you got to improv your way like back onto script. So, for example, me and Hannah Broxmeyer did the 60-second horror film festival recently, and that was in one take. Like I don't think we ever called cut. So if I messed up the script, and I don't remember if I did, I might have, I would have been able to use those improv skills to get myself back on script and to recover. So that really helps. And, you know, having multiple takes really is nice, but in theater you don't get that. So it makes it a bit easier to recover from mistakes.
Right, makes sense. And last but certainly not least, what is your favorite B&B memory thus far?
It was probably filming my 60-second horror film. I was working with Liam Osborne on it, and it was awesome. I did sprain my ankle doing it, but it was really fun. And actually, a cast member from She Kills Monsters, Katie O'Shea, was also with us doing it. So it was a great doing it. But just getting to film those kind of like short film projects is always my favorite thing I get today, and we had a lot of fun.
So before we wrap things up, let's check out the answer to this month's Smart Cookies.
Smart cookies, the answer.
The answer was Macy's.
Sammy, thanks so much for joining me here. You kill it here at B&B, and I can't wait to see you kill it, literally, haha, puns, in the upcoming play. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I will see you all next week.